Today we have Captain Darren, and we're going to go over all of our inshore fishing, offshore fishing, and things that we've been up to this winter. This is Captain Darren.
What's up?
What up? How are you?
Good. Staying warm. Trying to, at least.
It's cold.
Yes. No thanks.
No. It's 35 degrees today, and it's supposed to get even colder tomorrow.
Colder? Snow? No.
You're going to take the boat out when it's snowing?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Catch some trout?
I'm going to go try.
Yeah?
Fish some deep holes.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to use to do that?
Oh, good question. Depends on the water color. Really does. Because this storm could kick up dirty water, could push in clean water. I don't know. I won't know until I get out there.
And tides, wind, everything going on.
Oh, yeah.
That's you there.
That is me.
On the Haney.
The Haney. Look it up. 25-foot Haney Magnum with a 400 on the back. We got power poles. 2 power poles. Going to be getting a trolling motor soon. There's me again.
It's a good picture.
Yeah. We got a sheep's head flying over there, but that doesn't make sense.
What are we fishing for when it's cold out, wintertime?
Ooh. I don't know. I like fishing deep holes for trout during the wintertime. That or going super skinny and going to targeting reds, like catching some reds. Those are fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. What do you look for when you do that? Like oyster,
oysters,
guts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking for depth change, really. I mean, a foot of depth change is a lot right now, is what we're looking for. So, I mean, it's it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Kind of like me. I'm all over the place. I don't know. I run from Matagorda to Oliver.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all over West Bay.
Have you been having good luck?
It's been rough. We've been trying to find weather windows recently to go, and I don't know. It's been tough with the tide being so out and so low. Can't get in some of the places we're trying to get into.
Get stuck easy.
Been stuck many times now.
Fun day.
Fun times.
Yes, we've been out a few times and it's been good. I definitely think it's a luck of the draw, but definitely look at what's going on as far as the radar, what wind is doing, tide, salinity, pressure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The tides are a big factor right now because, during the wintertime,
it's fast.
It's fast. 2 tides, not 4. Whenever you get that 4 tide day, you better be on the water because the fishing's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So
you're not having a good day and the bite's slow. What do you usually do?
I go home.
Yeah? What do you usually throw on days like that, though?
I throw the tackle box at them.
Yeah? Just the whole box?
The whole box. I mean, just try to clunk one on the head, make them float up.
Yeah.
That's the best I could do.
Just get them in the net.
Yeah.
Fish that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that a lot. Where I'll go drive around the bay and look for ones that are floating, net them, take a picture with them, post them all over online.
Tell people you caught it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the way. Have to.
The Facebook group love that.
Yes.
They love that.
Okay.
But do you have any specific lures that you like to use?
Wintertime right now, I like running Coastal Brews.
Those are good.
Yeah.
We actually have some right here. Some of our 6-inch darts. You've used these?
Oh, those are my favorite right there. Clean water, but just a little bit of stain. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are awesome.
They're awesome.
Where's Coastal Brew from?
They are down in, I believe it's Port A or Rockport, I think.
I think it's Rockport.
Yeah.
So they're Texas?
Texas-based. Texas-based.
For sure.
They have a lot of colors. They're 6-inch. They have a 3-inch. They're 3.5, I believe. A 6-inch. And they've come out with a lot more colors now.
Yeah, and an 8-inch too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Catch some big fish with those. But down in Port A, Matagorda, I would say Rockport, Corpus, that area, they're catching bigger trout, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely where the bigger trout come from right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they were here in Galveston. You can find them for sure. They're here, but they're not. I think down there they're a little bit more thicker.
Yeah.
And you're not having to work for them just quite as hard. You can just kind of go onto a marsh line and just throw down this marsh line and you can pull them out. Yeah.
Definitely.
So let me chime in and ask a question. During the wintertime, what are you typically targeting? What are you looking for during the winter season?
Everything. Trout, redfish.
Sheep's head.
When you're on a charter, it's a little different than when you're out, with a couple of buddies. It's like on a charter, yes, they say they want to go target one thing. Okay, well, you go and target it, but you're also targeting the whole water column. Sheep's head, pup drum, flounder. I mean, everything you could think of. We're going to go try and target that. Or else it's going to be kind of a slow day, and they're not going to have as much fun. And that's what we're all about here and up above is customers having fun.
Definitely.
So you're a tournament fisherman too, right? So you do
Yes.
tournament fishing. So let's just say, for instance, what tournaments, what species are they targeting during tournaments during the wintertime?
Wintertime tournaments kind of are all over the place. You know, you can get some that are specific trout, specific flounder, specific reds. Then you get the ones that are full bag stringers. You got your 2 redfish, 3 trout, and your 1
pods.
flounder. That's a full stringer, and you got different side pods. You know, heaviest trout, heaviest red, heaviest flounder. Then you got your Calcuttas, stuff like that. So I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. We got one coming up this weekend, actually, big trout tournament in West Bay. Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun. We're gonna go see if I can't go play around with the big dogs and see if we can't put up above on top.
Yes.
So when you are looking at targeting species of fish during the wintertime, where geographically, where do you typically target these fish? Where do you typically target, let's say, a trout or a red?
Oh, I target all my fish in the water. So
yeah.
Well, what structure are you looking for? You're not.
I mean, it all depends.
Fishing more or less grass flats when it's colder. You're fishing.
I mean, I am, but I'm not. I mean, grass flats are good during the wintertime. A lot of shrimp get pushed up on the grass flats to kind of find warmth from the mud on the bottom. They push up shallower, trying to find warmth from the sun, stuff like that.
Structure.
Fishing a lot of deep holes, depth change, shell. I mean, anything you can really find during the wintertime is going to be good. It's not like during the summertime. Summertime's completely opposite. You want to go find shallow water.
You want something that's cooler in the summer?
Cool in the summer. Sand bottoms.
Something hotter in the wintertime. Because just your change in temperature of water, just from a couple degrees makes a
one degree makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So it's like when you go and if you're fishing in the bay right now is 48 degrees.
Freezing. And
then as soon as you go into a neighborhood, you're in 51 degrees. And this is why a lot of trout are all pushed up in the neighborhoods.
They're also protected by wind because if there's wind, then it's going to be a lot colder.
Yep.
And they're not going to be as active. And that's another thing, too. Why aren't the fish as active in the wintertime? They're cold.
They're cold. They're not moving. They don't have to hunt as much because the bait's not moving around as much. So
that's where you can come into play with what kind of lure you use. You use a bigger lure because they're trying to only eat one time, get done with it, and go back to where they're chilling. Or is it going to be something smaller when a lot faster? Is your retrieval time going to be faster? Just depending on the water temperature.
Water temperature, what they're wanting to bite, how they want it presented to them. I mean, you could go from anywhere from a reaction bite to a slow dragging it on their face bite. And sometimes they're not going to bite. They're
picky.
Like I said, you could throw the whole tackle box at them and just not catch a single one.
Mm-hmm.
So typically, like when I'm experiencing like a slow bite, especially with trout, when they don't really commit to striking, I'll typically wait like 1 or 2 seconds before I set the hook. Does that work for you? Is that
so
an effective technique on a slow bite?
On a short bite. A short bite is what I would call it. Is when they're short striking the bait. So like if you're running like a 6-inch dart, and they're just behind the hook or they're hitting the tail, stuff like that. What I usually do is I'll go to the same bait but a smaller presentation, same color, same everything, and work it exactly the same. So that way they have less area to miss a hook and they're going straight onto that hook instead of short striking it on the tail. Or I go with a little bit longer of a J on my lead heads, jig heads.
That's another thing, too. Do you want a lighter or heavier jig head in the wintertime?
I like running light stuff. I also have buddies who will go out, and I've told them many times, hey, why don't you lighten it up? And they're catching them on the heavy stuff, too. But it's what I've noticed is with them, when they're throwing heavy and I'm throwing 16ths right next to them, they're catching the smallers and I'm catching the bigger ones because the bigger ones are hitting it on a fall or that super harsh reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever it's really moving and cutting through the water compared when it's heavier, it's not going to cut as hard. You have to work it slower.
Yeah. Depending on where they're at in the column too.
Now you're talking about working lures slower. I know one of these that I pull up behind you is the Paul Browns. I know they're very effective and very popular lures to use, especially during the colder time. People fish them all the time, don't get me wrong. Me personally, I've never really got into using corkies.
Corkies are awesome.
So can you explain to me about maybe some techniques or tips of somebody else, such as myself, that isn't familiar with
corkies?
This style.
Slow.
There's a Fat Boy, which is a sinker, and then there's Fat Boy, and then
so that's the Fat Boy.
Yeah.
I think it's a pro series. I have no idea. I don't know the difference.
A floater and a sinker.
Different names. Yeah.
So that's your fat boy, and basically what's inside of them is a cork and a little bit of a chatter. So obviously with the bigger ones, they're going to float a lot slower, and it's usually a rule of thumb that they float down a foot a second, or even 2 seconds at that. And you work them really slow, walk the dog, almost like you're flounder fishing. Leave it on the bottom, hit it. Leave it on the bottom, hit it, and they'll come for it. But two, what's really cool about those is those are a lot bigger than something like a dart or a jig head, and you got your lure on there. So I definitely think that the colors that they offer too are super broad, and it's a very versatile
they got
lure.
a purple, black, and silver one, and it looks great.
Oh, yeah?
I love that one. Throwing it deep in some dark water, throwing that thing deep and popping it.
Like something like that. So that's like something you would throw in darker water or murky water.
Yes and no, but that's not the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that's.
Oh, another thing too.
It's definitely a dark one.
If they have the vertical line on them, so like the one that you were just on, Ruben, that has
which one?
The black
this one.
Yeah. So
or any of them with a vertical.
Yeah. So the vertical line too. That really helps. What I've seen at least is that gets the fish's attention, just because it's like, hey, there's a big drop off in color, like super big. Like, hey, catch this or bite this, and those are definitely some to use too. I've read about anyway, and seen people have good luck with those.
Just because they're slow falling, right? So
yeah.
So when it's slow, you fish slow, right?
Yes. And two, I also think that color. A lot of people always ask about what color do I use. There's so many, and it really is your confidence too. If you have a special color that you throw and you're always getting hits on, why not throw that?
Right.
Even if the sky's a different color or the water's more murky than not. If you're having good luck, throw it.
That's your comfort bait.
It is.
Just like whenever you're having a bad day at home or at work and you want your comfort food. Everybody's got their own thing. That's your comfort bait.
Yeah.
So throw what works and what you're willing to do. But everybody's asking, like you said, everybody's asking, what color should I throw here, here? Match the watercolor. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing I can say is match the watercolor and go off of that. I mean, if it's dark water and you have a dark bait, throw it. Mm-hmm. And some people are like, oh, well, I want to throw a light color in dark water. Okay, do that.
Do it. See what works for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I like fishing light colors on clear water. Dark colors, dark water.
Well, there also, too, you can have the dark lures and the entire self of it, but the belly might be a different color, too. So. Yeah,
they put a lot of chartreuse. They dip it in, dip the tail, stuff like that. I don't know. I don't like pink. That's just my own preference. I don't ever catch anything on pink baits.
No.
And one of my things is I like tails. I like big tails, and I cannot lie.
A paddle tail.
True.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to fish with a lure like this. It's hard for me to fish with even DSLs, right? Even DSLs that has a real subtle tail. It's hard for me to fish with them just because although I've had very good luck on down south lures, but it's still hard for me to fish with them. How do you fish? Either one of y'all can answer this. How do you fish something like this without a tail? Do you fish it the same way you do a paddle tail?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, everybody works their stuff differently, and it all depends on how you want to work it and what your presentation of that bait is. So every bait's designed to be worked a specific way and to react a specific way. So a dart, usually I'm working it fast. I'm letting it sink super long, and I exaggerate my sinking. But whenever I'm reeling it in, I'm popping it, and I'm popping it hard coming in, and I want it to be all over the place. I don't want it to come across a trout's mouth, and I want it to piss them off, and they're going to come out and they're going to smoke it.
Rule of thumb, you want it to look like a dying bait fish.
Oh, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Or something running.
Yeah.
Running away.
Mm-hmm. Get them kind of excited with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So without a tail, you have more big, drastic, exaggerated.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Without a tail, with a dart, they're darting. That's why they're called darts. They are all over the place.
Yep.
A tail, you work it just a little bit slower and a little bit as not quite as hard because he's going to still be moving, but you want it to still be fluttering. That tail to be fluttering, because without the tail, it's darting all over the place, looking super. Energized and running away. With the tail, you still want it to have that flick. Mm-hmm. And working it fast and hard, you're not going to get that flick.
Well, Darren, thank you for that. You gave us a lot of good information, and I'm excited to get on the water and test out your tips and see what works for me and what we can do.
Yeah,
so thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, when in doubt, give it a try. You can't ever go wrong. You have to at least give it a try before it you could just say,
That's
that's not going to work.
That's a big thing. A lot of people can get discouraged quickly.
Very quickly, yeah.
But it's something that we all love to do, and we're all here to do it, and we're having fun.
Oh, yeah. Fishing. That's the biggest thing is fun.
Yep.
It's 2 Fs. FF. Fish fun. Fun fish.
Fun fishing.
Fun fishing.
Yeah. We're here to catch them.
Catch them all.
Well, thank you.
That's the thing. Catch them all fishing.